Yo guys, what's going on? It's me, Dean. Today I am bringing you a brand new FIFA 16 squad builder to my channel, and it is the first one of this year. I done loads in FIFA 15 and they were really popular on my channel, which was great, but then I kind of faded off YouTube because of my A levels and I had to put them first obviously. But I am back this year, this FIFA 16, and I'm bringing you a 120k French squad builder, and it is absolutely nuts. So let's get straight into it. First up is Steve Mandanda of Marseille and France. 85 diving, 78 handling, 79 kicking, 84 reflexes, 53 speed, and 81 positioning. Absolutely outstanding keeper. He's a second in line to Hugo Lloris, who does go for quite a bit, so I couldn't really afford him to go into this squad builder, but Mandanda is the perfect substitute to him. He's a quality keeper, but his reflexes are insane. Some of the saves he has made is absolutely nuts. His diving is top quality, and he's a good player to have, and he is ridiculously cheap. I think I got him for 3.5k. Yes, I got him for 3.5k. Absolute steal, and he's a great player to have in goal. Moving on to my left back, and I have this player that I actually haven't heard of before. His name is Tremoulinas, I think that's how you pronounce it. He's got 85 pace, 64 shooting, 79 passing, 78 dribbling, 77 defending, and 74 physical. His stats are actually quite consistent from his passing to his physical. They're all within 5 of each other, which is really good. He's got 85 pace, so he can keep up with most wingers that come at him, even strikers as well, and his 74 physical, which is really good because then he can hold off most strikers and wingers, and he's a really good left back. Probably the best left back on the game French wise. Back we have the most promising centre back in the world right now. That is Chelsea's Kurt Zouma. 73 pace, 50 shooting, 58 passing, 55 dribbling, 77 defending, and 80 physical. His stats don't look that good, but in game he is a quality defender. He's got decent pace for a centre back of 73, which is really good. Anything in the 70s for a central defender is quality. 80 physical, he can hold off literally any striker that comes at him. He's really strong on the pitch. No one can get the ball off him because you just spam that B or LT and you're just going to hold him off, which is nuts. His passing, dribbling and shooting is obviously not that good, but the main stats that he needs is defending 77 is quality, his physical 80 is outstanding, and his pace of 73 is really good, and he's so cheap as well. He went for 5.5k. He had to be in my team, he's absolutely world class. Moving on to his partner in crime, we have the ever-present and legendary Laurent Koscielny. 78 pace, 40 shooting, 62 passing, 65 dribbling, 84 defending, and 75 physical. Absolutely outstanding defender. 78 pace is absolutely nuts for a central defender. His defending of 84 is also incredible. His physical is 75, so he can hold off any striker that comes at him. Him and Zouma at the back is absolutely nuts. He does cost quite a lot. 36k. He probably is around 30k now because I did buy him a couple of days ago, but he's, no matter the price, he's an absolutely outstanding centre back. He's the best French centre back there is. He's absolutely nuts. He's better than Varane, Zouma, all of them. He is absolutely nuts. You cannot win anything with this guy behind you. He is so bloody good. I had to put him in the team. Him and Zouma at the back is nuts. His fellow teammate Debuchy, 75 pace, 65 shooting, 73 passing, 74 dribbling, 80 defending, and 78 physical. I had to pick between him and Sagna because they got the same overall. I think Sagna's 81, but Debuchy's stats are more consistent. They're all in the same range, like all within 70s and 80s, and he's a top class defender. He hasn't got the best pace for a defender, but he tracks back well, and he's got a good tackle on him, and his defending is 80, so his mindset in the actual game is really good. He knows when to tackle, he knows when to intercept, and he's a really good right back to have, and he links up well with Koscielny because of that Arsenal and French link. Moving on to the midfield, I have Tolisso of Lyon and France. 72 pace, 72 shooting, 74 passing, 74 dribbling, 77 defending, and 78 physical. An absolutely incredibly consistent midfielder. His shooting is nuts. I've scored some absolute wonder goals with this guy. It's absolutely nuts. His shooting is 72, which I think it's average, but it's nuts. Some of the goals he scores from 25 yards, they're so droopy and loopy, and they just fly in the net. That's all you want from a midfielder in that position. He's really good. I hadn't really heard of him before, but then I looked at his stats and I was like, he has to be in my team just how consistent he is, because he can do that defensive role. He's nice and strong. He's got good passing and dribbling, so he can dribble out of them deeper roles if needed, and he's a quality centre back to have. And He is dead cheap, 2,500 coins, you can't go wrong. Here we are with Morgan Schneiderlin, absolutely outstanding player for Manchester United and France. He has 64 pace, 63 shooting, 76 passing, 74 dribbling, 80 defending and 82 physical. He is more of a holding midfielder, but because I'm playing that 3 in the middle, I pushed him up into the central midfielder role, but he's got 82 physical, 80 defending. He's going to win everything in the middle of the park, and that's why I placed him in the middle of the 3, because he has them attributes a lot higher than both of the other centre mids. And his defending is nuts, his physical is nuts, he's got really good passing, his pace isn't good but he doesn't need to run, his shooting is average, it's not really that good, his dribbling is 74, is adequate enough, even that is good, and overall he's a really good player to have. He only cost me 13k, which is really good, and just a good player to have in that holding role. Just sits behind them 2 centre mids and just dominates the ball at anything that comes through, and a really good player to have. Now I have the absolute powerhouse of this midfield, Mamadou Sissoko. Absolutely nuts. 81 pace, 74 shooting, 76 passing, 79 dribbling, 72 defending and 85 physical. I do not know how this guy is 78 overall, but it is what it is. But look at that pace. He is like the Yaya Toure of Newcastle. He charges forward with great pace. His strength is 85, so no one can knock him off. He's got a great shot of 74 for a midfielder. His dribbling is nuts, so he keeps the ball nice and close. His defending is really good, just like Morgan Schneiderlin's. So I've got them 2 solid defenders, know what they're doing when they get back, just to cover them defenders. His pace is fucking nuts. He just leaps forward like a cheetah. It's actually quite scary. And I got him on an absolute steal of 7k. What a steal. This player is nuts. I cannot recommend him highly enough. Please do use him if you use this squad. Don't use anyone else, because he really does make the difference in the final third. And even when you need him to defend, he is absolutely outstanding. Moving on to the last of the midfielders, we have Midfielder Valbuena, an absolute little maestro that plays in front of this midfield. He's got 86 pace, 73 shooting, 80 passing, 83 dribbling, 31 defending and 49 physical. He is really small. He's 5'6", so he's probably one of the smallest players on FIFA, but he has blistering pace of 86 for a cam, which is nuts. His shooting of 73 I think is high, because he has scored many goals for me. I think he is my top scorer currently, because I've had him longer than the strikers. He's got 80 passing, which is really good. He whips that ball around nice and quickly. He's got 83 dribbling, keeps the ball nice and close to his feet, so he can dribble past some defenders, slip the strikers through. He is a really good player. His defending is 31, but I don't expect him to defend because he's a cam. His physical isn't that good, but his pace and dribbling help him with that, because he can keep the ball close, turn very sharp, he's agile, he's so versatile, and a great player to have. And I got him on a steal of 6.1k. Oh, for God's sake, I forgot how good this player is. Valbuena, absolutely top class player to have sitting behind these strikers, and the strikers I have, oh my god, you're gonna love him. You might question why I have this guy in this team, Olivier Giroud. He's like the biggest critic ever. He gets criticised massively for how slow he is, but with the striking partner he has, it works perfectly. He's got 67 pace, 82 shooting, 69 passing, 71 dribbling, 38 defending and 83 physical. The main thing about Giroud is that he can hold the ball up incredibly well, and he is tall. He's 6'4", he's massive. So when them balls come up to the goal kick, he can either bring it down nicely because his touch is really good, or he can flick it onto the striker, or he can bring it down to his feet, pass it, just knock it off the Valbuena and stuff like that. And his shooting isn't that bad. 82 shooting is really good. His left foot is an absolute rocket. He normally likes to hit them from range, and he's a really good player to have. 82 overall, and I've got him 2.7k on 83 overall. That is absolutely nuts. I don't know how people can dislike him. Honestly, I wouldn't put him up front by himself, because he doesn't have that pace, and you need that pace in FIFA if you're a lone striker. But partnered up front with another striker, he's absolutely class. Here is Giroud's partner in crime, Anthony Griezmann of Atletico Madrid and France. 85 pace, 81 shooting, 77 passing, 84 dribbling, 29 defending and 68 physical. This is the player that I wanted to play with Giroud, because he's got that pace, he's got that shooting. His physical isn't that good, but that's what Giroud's good at. He's got 83 physical, which just gives him that strength. He feeds Griezmann through. They've got that good link-up play, because Giroud can just knock the balls onto him and Griezmann run through. They've got the good connection, because obviously they're both French and a French national squad builder. And it's nuts how good this team is. When I made it, I wasn't too sure. I thought, oh my god, it cost me a lot, but it doesn't look that good. I used it. I won 5 games on the trot to get me out of Division 7. So this team is absolutely nuts. It is 120k, but I'm pretty sure you could get it a lot cheaper than that. Maybe pushing 100k, maybe not. It is an 80 overall rank with 100 chemistry. It's a formation of 4-3-1-2, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I love this squad. It's probably one of the most favourite squad builders I've made that I've enjoyed playing with. Well, I always enjoy using my squad builders, otherwise I wouldn't make them. I wouldn't make shit squad builders to show you guys, but honestly guys, this is probably one of my favourite squad builders I've ever made. I'll quickly go through it again. You've got Mandanda, Tremoulinas, Zouma, Koscielny, Debuchy, Koscielny, Schneiderlin, Sissoko, Valbuena, Giroud and Griezmann. Absolutely outstanding side. It costs between 100 and 120k. I really hope you've enjoyed this squad builder, guys. I really do hope you have enjoyed this first one. There will be many more. You know what I'm like, guys, with squad builders. I really do enjoy making them. So I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share this video and drop a like if you really did enjoy it. And I'll see you guys in my next video. See ya.